Hi guys, let's just get the see if I can get your comments up. How's everyone? So I'm just quickly telling people that we're live. I'm not expecting that many of you to join, but we're going to do a quick live on Margaret and Elvis Presley, their romance, the movie Viva Las Vegas, their chemistry, and just why the fans um, uh, but have high regard for just how special their friendship was and the alleged romance. So let me just tell a couple of people we're live. So I put this thing together this morning. I think I did a bit on it last night, and I just this means a lot to me. Hi Anita, we're going to do a bit of an Margret live stream. I've already made a video of it, which I'm going to post in about an hour. But I wanted to do a quick live so that you guys. So I've got around 40 minutes. So I'm hoping that gives me enough time to read off what I've put together. Hi Terry, how you going, mate? So let me just let's get to the write-up. So I've done a bit of a write-up. It took me a little while, back forth. Eventually we come to this, and look how amazing they look. Absolutely stunning. So I've done a video to this, but I wanted to go live on this because it's too special. It's too special. It just gets. Oh, so I just wanted to say briefly something. 1 second. Oh, there we are. I just want to say thank you so much to Joe Sins from Rare Elvis Photos for sending me a book as a gift, his Christmas book, The Night Elvis Saved Christmas by Joe Sins, a novel. Thank you, Joe. Joe is a great friend of mine. Joe's very important to me, gives me great advice. This is a very special book. Please buy it. I think it's on Amazon. Thank you, Joe. I will treasure this, of course. So Joe Sins at Rare Elvis Photos. Thank you very much. So let's just look at the pictures. Now, you know, the romance is a bit alleged, isn't it? But come on, guys, it happened, didn't it? It happened. Look at them. Look how amazing they look there. So I've got a script to read out that I did piece together. That took me a while to piece together. But I really like the script. I'm trying to show you guys that this was a very special time for Margret and for Elvis. I also acknowledge that Priscilla was living with Elvis. So we have to acknowledge that must have made it awkward, yeah, for Priscilla and for Elvis and Margret. So we love the film. It's one of my favorite films. I really like Viva Las Vegas. It's a great film. Yeah, even my kids love this film. The Lady Loves You. My daughter Yasmin loves it. There is the dream of many Elvis fans. I would say this, that of the majority of Elvis fans that I talk to, the favorite person that they wanted Elvis to marry was either Anita Wood or Margret. They're the favorite two. Yeah, I think June Junico comes close. Honestly, guys. And then I think after that, probably Ginger Oldham. You put it in the comments. Who's your favorite person that Elvis should have married? Yeah? Of all his girlfriends. Put it in the comments. What do you think, guys? Come on, she's been very. Margret was very loyal. We don't really know what happened, do we? It's a bit of a we weren't there type situation, you know. This is one of my favorite pictures. Just the way that she looks at Elvis is magical, beautiful. You can see everything just in this one picture. She's stunning, beautiful, gifted, talented. She could dance, sing, you name it. She was a good actress. She could do it. Yeah, she had it all. She was a female Elvis, some would say. So let's read it. Okay, guys, I'm hoping I can read this before I have to go get the kids from school in about 35 minutes. I very much have really spent a few hours trying to get this how I wanted it. Let's see if I can get your comments up. So hi everyone, who we got? Terry, Gio, Pat, Teresa, Ray, thank you for joining me. I know a lot of you guys watch this through the night. So what I've noticed is we'll get about 50, 100 views through the day, but through the night we could get 400-500 people will watch this. So thank you to the people that watch my shows through the night. Thank you. Yeah, I know we've got different timelines, and good morning to you if you're just waking up. I hope you had a good night's sleep, and but thank you for watching this. I always wake up with a smile on my face, and I can always see there's been a few hundred people, 2, 3, 4, 500 people watch some of these shows. So thank you. It means a lot to me. Even my dog walks with Ella have been getting excellent views. You guys love Ella, don't you? I think you like Ella more than me. What do you reckon? Gio, do you think they like Ella more than me? So thank you very much. Let's start reading it. Let's see if we can read this before let's have a look. Let me just get your comments on here. Before I have to go and get the kids from school. Where are we? Here we go. Reading it. Let's see if we can read this. So I can get your comments on here, guys. Hi, Carolyn. Hope you're well. So, she's adorable. She's been so loyal. She's never trusted Elvis. She's never used his name for money. She has always spoke beautifully of Elvis. She's still around. She's still amazing. And I'm so happy that Elvis had this time in his life where he had pure happiness for during the filming of Viva Las Vegas. We know that they stayed friends, and they had a very special bond between them. We don't know how much romance there was, but I know that you guys as Elvis fans really believe that they may have one day got married. Some of you think she was a career girl. Maybe they weren't suited because she was very ambitious. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Right, so Viva Las Vegas, Elvis Presley and Anne Margaret, the romance. Viva Las Vegas, a once-in-a-lifetime connection and a romance fans never forgot. So I just want to say, guys, I have made a video of this and I'm posting it in 2 hours. So this is the live of it so that you guys can discuss it whilst I read it, okay? So we will be doing 2 of these. The other thing I want to say is we are going to go live on the story that the Tupelo hardware store is to be saved. I've done a video on it, but I also want to go live on it because I think you guys should have the opportunity to discuss the Tupelo hardware store being saved, because it means a lot to you. Many of you were very worried it was going to get shut down and broken up. So we will go live on that, but I have posted it as a video. Okay, guys? So yeah, Pat, it's a toss-up, isn't it? To me and Ella. Ella wins all the time. So I've got a disclaimer on there. I don't really need it because this isn't a hot, sensitive topic, but there's a disclaimer there. I am putting disclaimers in most of my videos now. Yeah, I know how popular Anne Margaret is. I get it. Many of you, like Teresa, is she here? Hi, Teresa. Teresa absolutely adores Anne Margaret and loves the thought that they could have got married. Teresa, don't you? Yeah, you're a massive Anne Margaret and Elvis fan. They're adorable. Let's face it. So where Elvis was in his life. So the way I wanted to do this, I wanted to build a picture of where Elvis was leading up to arriving on set, where he was in his life, in his career. Obviously, we know he was living with Priscilla. Where Margaret was as well. 'Cause don't forget, she was very successful, has had a lot of success. Famous, a great singer, great dancer, great actress, very career-minded, very ambitious, stunning to look at. So by late 1962 into early 1963, Elvis was at a crossroads, emotionally, creatively, and personally. He was one of the most famous men on earth. Financially successful beyond anything he'd imagined. Come on, we know that, guys. Yeah, Elvis was blown away by just how successful he had become. He deeply loved his fans, of course, we know that, but increasingly he was restricted by Hollywood formulas. So, he'd been making these movies. By 63, I would say that at that point, he'd made some good movies. He had made some good movies. There had been a couple of cheesy movies. Yeah. So I do think Elvis had started to think, I want some more dramatic roles. King Creole, he loved. We loved Jailhouse Rock. I like GI Blues, but I wouldn't call it dramatic. Yeah. So I think Elvis already had sensed that it was always going to be singing movies that were pushed at him, musicals pushed at him, which is not really what Elvis wanted. Yeah. So let's have a look. So Elvis had already made a long run of films, many of them profitable and artistically repetitive. So the repetitive thing bothered Elvis. He privately expressed frustration that the scripts were shallow, roles were too safe. Yeah, I get that. Come on, he admired James Dean, Marlon Brando. So these kind of roles would have frustrated him. So I would say to distract him, he needed a beautiful co-star like Margret. And his musical instincts were being boxed in as well. The types of songs that Elvis had here in his heart, these movies didn't cut it for him. But I will say this, guys, as an Elvis fan, I love many of the songs in these movies. Many of them. I love a lot of the songs in Viva Las Vegas, in GI Blues, of course in Jailhouse Rock, King Creole, etc. But I'm actually quite a fan of the songs. The movie songs I really like. But I understand what Elvis was looking for. He wanted something with that reflected him, yeah, in his songs. So I can see how the cheesy songs were frustrating for him. But we, the fans, we loved them, didn't we, guys? All right, you take care, Ray. Thanks for joining us. Go and get some rest, my friend. Have a good night's sleep. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Anita. Right, let's keep going. I want to try and read this before I get the kids from school. So, at the same time, his relationship with Priscilla was long, distant, and complicated. He was lonely, surrounded by schedules and handlers. That says it all. They weren't happy, were they, guys? Honestly, they weren't happy. Priscilla and Elvis were not happy. Yes, they may have had happy times on and off, but come on, guys, something was wrong. I've heard many times Elvis felt lonely. Yes, he was overworked. Colonel Tom Parker was pushing him here, there, and everywhere with these different contracts. He missed the genuine creativity, excitement, and emotional spontaneity. Yes, and rock and roll had that, didn't it? Even the early movies like King Creole had that. He wasn't getting it anymore from these cheesier movies. So Elvis was looking for and so right. So he let me just have a look here. So it seems to me that when Elvis was looking for his co-star, it was important to him that there was chemistry, that it would be a co-star to inspire him. Yeah. And I think he found that with Margret. Yeah. So the emotional landscape Elvis was in when Viva Las Vegas was proposed. Yes, just getting a feel for where he was. So MGM wanted a high energy musical, a fresh modern visual style with youth appeal that matched the early 60s. So come on, guys, if you were there in the 60s, it was vibrant and colourful, wasn't it? So I could see MGM are trying to fit into that mold. So musicals, colourful, youth, romance, excitement, the dancing, the playfulness, athletic, all that. And Margret fitted that. Margret was a perfect fit, like a glove. Yeah. She really was. She had high energy. She had a modern visual look. She definitely had the appeal of the 60s. So the pairing of Margret and Elvis really worked. Didn't it, guys? Really worked. They were explosive on screen together. They were both musical, and they were both gifted. They were playful, athletic, both very confident. I actually think Margret brought out the confidence in Elvis. When you watch those dancing scenes, unbelievable. It's electric. So I just think they just really clicked, didn't they? They had that special chemistry. They just clicked. Boom. They were made to make a musical together. Honestly, both stunning. Elvis, extremely handsome, sexy man, and Margret, if you don't mind me saying, guys, she was bloody sexy. Yeah, beautiful, stunning. She had an amazing figure and was a great dancer. Could sing as well and was a good actress. So she was already a rising star at MGM. As we know, she was a trained singer, trained performer. She had her own independent style. She was ambitious. She was a very strong woman, emotionally strong. She admired Elvis, but I don't think she put him on a pedestal. I don't think she was overwhelmed by him, but I bet she was impressed with him. I bet she was. How can you not be impressed with Elvis? In some ways, they were equal because she was like a female Elvis, but they really did meet each other, didn't they? In the middle. They met in the middle, guys. So the moment they met, from the very beginning of the production in 1963, something changed. The crew members noticed it. The studio executives noticed it. Fans later felt it. Come on, guys. If you were there, you would have felt the chemistry, the electric energy, the sexual energy that they had between them. Come on. Yeah. I don't want to start getting graphic, but it was pretty obvious. Yeah. The dancing? There we are. Gio says the dancing scenes exploded off the screen. Pat says it's hard to be happy if you're forced they weren't married at that point, Pat, but yeah, it was definitely a very awkward relationship. So let's keep going. So everyone noticed it. Everyone around, everyone working with them, the other actors and actresses, and the people filming and all the rest of it. It was obvious something special was happening between Margret and Elvis. They locked eyes. They had strong eye contact. They matched each other's rhythm. They were laughing together on and off set. They would spend a lot of time together off set. I bet they did. Yeah, we don't really know what happened, do we? But guys, some of those offset, yeah, you know what I mean? Between takes, yeah. They became inseparable on set. It says here on set. I would say offset as well. Then you've got there was no, this was very natural. The romance, the alleged romance, because we don't know what really happened. It was not manufactured. It just came naturally for both of them. Come on, they couldn't help how they felt for each other. Isn't that it? Uncontrollable urges. Sorry, guys. I know I'm being a bit graphic. So Elvis wanted fire, spunk in his partner. So Elvis didn't have to lead; he could respond. Yeah, I see that. They reacted off each other. He didn't have to dominate the scenes. You couldn't dominate Margret. She was too strong-minded. I think they dominated each other. I repeat, I think they dominated each other. He smiled differently. I agree. You look at the film. You look at the film, Viva Las Vegas. Even the smile is different. Honestly, they even moved differently when they were doing those routines together. You really felt it, didn't you? Even now, if I put it on now, you felt it. Yeah. So there was something very special. It says here they mirrored each other. Their dancing scenes were not rehearsed. That's interesting. They were alive. Their musical numbers felt playful, flirtatious, and electric. Flirtatious. Definitely. Elvis looked, and many said, re-energized. I can see that. Yeah. During filming of Viva Las Vegas, I can feel that this was different. Yeah, there was something very special. I think it's why it's one of the most favorite of Elvis's films, isn't it? Because we, the fans, we sense that Elvis is happy, relaxed, having fun, and Margret is lovely. Yeah, and that they're a good match. I think we, the fans, we want the best for Elvis, don't we? We want to see Elvis happy. And in that film, you can see that he's happy. I really believe that. Yeah. So someone's just mentioned, hi Tony, light-hearted themes films kicked in completely from Girls, Girls, Girls onwards to 1967, but Viva Las Vegas was a massive highlight due to the chemistry. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I'm not too bad with the cheesy films, guys. I actually quite enjoy the cheesy films. I don't even like to use the word cheesy. And I think the reason I'm okay with them is because I love to see Elvis looking healthy, young, having fun. Yeah. You know, slim, and you know, it means a lot to me to see Elvis looking well, looking good. So I like all the films for different reasons. I like the music as well, but I completely understand that the type of films Elvis wanted was not girls, girls, girls. Yeah, it was King Creole, James Dean, Marlon Brando. That's what he wanted. Yeah, so I can totally understand that Elvis was very frustrated making some of these films. Yeah. Even though I love a lot of the songs that are in the movies, I love a lot of them. So, you know, I'm a fan. I see it differently. Elvis had expectations of himself, didn't he? Yeah. So, because of that, he was frustrated. Yeah. So, the alleged romance is widely reported and strongly believed by many close observers that Elvis and Anne Margaret's relationship went beyond professional admiration during filming. As I said in the video that I made just now, a new way of talking about sex. Elvis and Anne Margaret's relationship went beyond professional admiration during filming. But I will say this, we don't know what happened. We don't know. The whole romance is alleged. Did Anne Margaret ever admit it? Did she 100% admit it? Some say she did, some say she didn't. It's in her book a bit. Yeah, it's quite vague, but there's things in her book. So it isn't crystal clear what happened between Elvis and Anne Margaret, but it's obvious she loved him, and I think he loved her as well. But in a very awkward time because he was still with Priscilla. We have to remember that. We have to also understand what was Priscilla going through, wondering about Elvis on set with Anne Margaret during the filming of Viva Las Vegas, and she was in all the papers and tabloids and magazines. The press made a big thing of it. So it must have upset Priscilla. Come on, let's be honest and fair. Elvis was no angel. So I'm not trying to, I'm not, how can I say it? When we discuss Elvis, I try to be as fair as possible. Okay? This must have been awkward for Priscilla. Let's be straight, yeah? Right, so they spent expensive time off set together. I've heard that. I think I heard Jerry Schilling talking about it as well. Jerry Schilling. Who else? There was someone else I heard that had met Anne Margaret. I'm just trying to think. Was it Billy Stanley? I'm not sure. I just remember other Memphis Mafia people discussing. So I'm just quickly looking at your comments, guys. Right. So well, I've got 15 minutes left. So the alleged romance, they exchanged personal gifts. Elvis reported sent flowers, handwritten notes. Their body language off camera mirrored their on-screen closeness. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah. Anne Margaret later acknowledged we had a deep connection. There was something very special. Yeah, and I've seen that interview, guys. There's quite a few really good interviews. Anne Margaret discussing Elvis in a positive light. She never trashed him. She never used his name to make money, to trash him. She was so loyal. Anne Margaret kept things private. Private means private. Unfortunately, many of the people in Elvis's life that were close to him did not keep things private, used his name to make money, used who he was to sell books, do documentaries, biographies, sell tabloids. People very close to Elvis, people that grew up with Elvis, people that were related to Elvis, people that worked for Elvis, double-crossed him. Anne Margaret never did that. She never crossed that line. She stayed loyal, and we, the fans, appreciate that. We, the fans, appreciate that. Yeah? So the loyal people are remembered. People like Charlie Hodge, yeah? We remember them. The loyal girlfriend, alleged girlfriend, and Margret. We remember the loyalty. It means everything to us, the fans, yeah? So I really wish everyone was loyal to Elvis. I really do. I really do. There were so many things said about Elvis that did not need to be said, that could have been kept private. Private means private. Anyway, so why this connection mattered so much? So remember, she never sensationalized her time with Elvis. She never exploited it. She never disrespected Elvis. She kept things to herself. She could have done. And Margret could have made a lot of money selling stories about Elvis. Big money. I guarantee you she was offered a high amount of money to trash Elvis, to double cross him, to share private details. She never did. She never did, because you don't have to. Because the public are happy to hear the positive stories about Elvis without trashing him, without sharing his close private details. Yeah. So I am very proud of our Margret. Lisa Marie Presely would be proud of our Margret. And I'll tell you why. Because she never trashed her father. Never trashed her father. Remember, Priscilla trashed Elvis, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. Even though Priscilla is Lisa Marie's mum, she trashed Elvis. She took away his dignity. And Margret never did that. Yeah. It's awkward, isn't it, guys? Awkward, but it's the truth. Even to this day, Aunt Margret has stayed loyal. Loyalty is to Elvis, loyalty was so important. So important. And he didn't get it. From the majority of people close to Elvis, friends, family, Memphis Mafia, some exes, people that work with him, he didn't get the loyalty that he deserved. It's such a shame. Yeah. So sad. Because these people could have stayed loyal and we, the fans, would have respected them more. Yeah. So it says here she didn't try to control him. She didn't try to outdo him. She didn't try to compete with him. All true. Yeah. She saw him as an equal. Eventually, come on, filming starts to come to an end. They can sense that this is all gonna, the filming of Viva Las Vegas wraps up. They can sense that they're gonna have to go their separate ways. There's a close bond, a friendship that lasts till the day Elvis died. And Margret, we've all heard about how upset she was at the funeral. I think she went with Roger, didn't she? Elvis never forgot that time on the set of Viva Las Vegas with that special lady and Margret. They both had contracts to fulfill, other movies, singing record contracts, whatever it is. There was a lot of emotion between Margret and Elvis that the world can sense. We sense it, yeah. But the romance was intense but brief. The romance was intense but brief. We don't really know what happened. We weren't there. We're not fly on the walls. We don't really know what. Yeah, you get it, guys. So there was no scandal, because come on, Anne Margret could have created a scandal, couldn't she? She didn't. Yeah, I know that the press tried to. The press were all over it in the tabloids, magazines. It was everywhere. But Anne Margret never got involved. Yeah. So definitely no bitterness between them. There was no mudslinging between them. We know that they married a week apart, don't we? I think Elvis got married first, and then wasn't it Anne Margret a week later? Is that right, guys? To Roger, and she had a long marriage with him, a 50-year marriage. Roger seems like a lovely man. Yeah. Obviously, he's not with us anymore. So after filming, after Viva Las Vegas wrapped up, their contact lessened. They both moved on with their lives, guys, but there was always a special connection, a special bond between them. We know that Elvis would send and Margret flowers shaped like a guitar to every Vegas gig that Anne Margaret had. She was a big star in Vegas, wasn't she? They just got on with their lives, guys. It wasn't meant to be. I know many of you Elvis fans wish it was. For me, I have favourites. I like Anne Margaret. I like Anita Wood. I like June Junico. There's certain people. I have a soft spot for Anita Wood. I really like Anita Wood. Please put in the comments, who was your favourite, guys? Who was your favourite romance? Yeah? I'd love to know. Put it in the comments, guys. So they just went their separate ways. That's the truth of it. She never sold her stories for money. She never attacked his character. Unfortunately, many people did. Many people very close to Elvis trashed him for cash. I've even heard things said by ex-girlfriends that I wish were not said. You know, I'm not happy about many of the things Priscilla said. Yeah, I've always felt Priscilla rewrote history to suit herself, to play the victim. I've always felt that. But I also acknowledge that they were both unfaithful, Priscilla and Elvis, that they both made mistakes. I always say that. They were not right for each other. They were not ready for marriage, Priscilla and Elvis. Yeah? So I don't like it when Elvis is blamed for everything. It's not fair. But they did both make mistakes. They were both human. Yeah? So I do like to remind people, I know Elvis was human. I know he made mistakes. I know Priscilla suffered as well. I know that. But that doesn't take away the fact that she was unfaithful more than once and that she has tried to rewrite history to suit herself. We can't ignore that. Yeah? For entertainment purposes, just an opinion, not a fact. Everything I say is opinion-based for entertainment purposes. We are a discussion YouTube channel, sharing opinions. Nothing I say is fact. Okay? I'm not a researcher. I'm just a fan at home. So we're coming to the end now, guys. Let's have a look. So they, you know, the respect never went away, but they moved on with their lives. I do see them as equals. Their joy was visible. It was an extremely special time, guys. Extremely special time. I'm so proud that Anne Margaret never used any of this as an opportunity to trash Elvis, trash for cash, to exploit him. There was always warmth and grace coming from Anne Margaret, a beautiful lady. Yeah, she's still with us, guys. She's still going strong. And I think the public never forgot that special connection, that special chemistry that they had. I really feel that way. She didn't try and change history. She just kept things private, kept things personal. She didn't share all the details. She could have done. We don't really know what happened, do we? We don't even really know how far things went, do we? I still think this will be a film that is always remembered. Viva Las Vegas. I love it. I enjoy it. My kids love Viva Las Vegas. So I've got a few minutes left, guys. Let me just quickly go through your comments. Right. So, hi, Elaine. How are you? Anne Margaret, as far as I know, never ever recorded a phone call between her and Elvis, and it's only thing I did not like about Anita. Leave Anita alone, Elaine. We love Anita. I'm a big fan of Anita. I love her book as well. I've got her book. We're going to review her book again soon. You guys are all talking about Jerry Schilling and Priscilla. Again, we don't know if anything happened. Yeah, so there, yeah, Cassandra says, and Margaret states in her book that they dated seriously for a year. Yeah, I've seen it. It's a difficult one, isn't it? They dated seriously for a year, but Elvis is with Priscilla. It's not straightforward, yeah? Cassandra, do you have the book? Send me that page. Send me that page of that book, please. I'm just quickly flicking through your comments, guys. You lot are all chatting away about Jerry. Jerry, you know, there are a lot of people come to the defense of Jerry Schilling. I've noticed whenever we discuss Jerry Schilling, people jump in and defend him. So he was very close to Priscilla, wasn't he? Yeah. I'm just quickly scanning through the comments, guys. So anyway, my next so my next live I'm going to discuss the fact that the Tupelo store is not going to be broken up and sold off, that it has been saved. A few of you posted it to me. Elaine was one of them. We've already done one video this morning on the Tupelo store, the hardware store being saved. I wanted to go live on it as well because I think it's too important, because I think it's big news, isn't it? Yeah. So I want to be able to discuss the saving of the Tupelo store, read off my script that I did this morning with you guys so that we can interact on it. So thanks, Elaine, for sending me that. Yeah, hi Vincenzo. Thanks, Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. Yeah, Jerry Schilling for entertainment purposes. Come on, Jerry did love Elvis. Come on, Elvis bought him a house. I just think he was a bit too friendly with Priscilla sometimes. But I'm not saying anything happened. I'm just saying some people will think that it did. I'm not saying that. Yeah, you guys say it. I don't say it. It's Elaine. It seems to me like they're just going to preserve it and use it as a museum. That's how it seems to me. You know, the Tupelo, yeah, which I thought was inevitable, to be honest with you. They're not going to break up that hardware Tupelo store that's been there for 100 years, where Elvis bought his first guitar. No chance. To me, I knew it was going to get saved. It was too important. Too important. So, Elaine, I'm going to show your video clip of you there. In that, I think I've already shown it, haven't I? I'll show it again. So thanks, Elaine. So yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Jerry. Come on, guys, I'm okay with Jerry. That there's certain people I give them a pass because they defend Elvis. They speak highly of Elvis. They defend him. So I don't like it when they bring up his prescription medication problems, because I think they're a bit unfair to him. I think, yes, we know Elvis had a problem with prescription medication, but they don't take into account fully how sick he was, that he couldn't sleep, that he was overworked, the serious health conditions that he may have inherited. Yeah. So when these people like the Memphis Mafia, even the Stanleys or the Smiths, or other people as well, you know, it could be Linda Thompson, couldn't it? When they talk about Elvis's prescription medication, I wish they would discuss more in detail just how sick Elvis was. This is the bit that is missing. You read the different things about Elvis's what he was taking, yeah, but there's not enough detail about how sick he was, about how he seriously could not sleep. Yeah. Yeah, there we are. Look, so Tony has just said Jerry was a good guy. I see that. I see that Jerry was very popular. He was the good-looking one, wasn't he? He met Elvis. Was he only 14 when he met Elvis? He knew Elvis just before fame had took off. You know, they used to play football together, touch ball, whatever you call it. But I'm not going to lie. I have always felt that Jerry was a bit too close to Priscilla. But I also understand that once Priscilla became co-trustee, it was in everyone's interest to be close to Priscilla. Do we agree with that? Once Priscilla was co-trustee on behalf of Lisa, it was in everyone's interest to be close to Priscilla, to make money with Priscilla, to get permission from Priscilla to do anything related to Elvis or Graceland. So it was in everyone's interest to be her friend, yeah, because of her power that she had gained. Do we understand that, guys? So anyway, I love to honour Margret. She's fantastic. I'd love her to do some more interviews discussing in a positive way just how lovely Elvis was. I'd love that. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I've got to go and get the kids from school, but I really enjoyed this. I'm going to post in an hour. I'm going to post the video of this. I've made a video of this as well. Okay. I'm reading the same script. It's slightly different, but when it's an important topic, I like to do it as a live and a video. I like to post. So I'm definitely coming back with the Tupelo topic, the saving of the hardware store, as a live. We've already posted the video. We're going to do it as a live. Okay, guys? So thanks for joining me. Thanks to everyone. Anyone new, thanks to the new members. Please like, please subscribe. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining me. It's Christmas, isn't it? The kids are all excited. The Christmas feeling is in the air. Happy Christmas to you. Oh, yeah, by the way, Joe Sins sent me his book. Joe Sins has sent me his book. Thank you, Joe Sins, at Rare Elvis Photos. Joe Sins is my friend. Joe Sins, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you for sending me this. We're going to review this book. I think it's on Amazon if you want to buy it, guys. Joe Sins, thanks, mate. Good on you. Take care, guys. Love you all. I'm off to get the kids from school. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining me.